Hello, and I hope everyone's doing awesome today. Chris Filipiak here, and I want to jump on and I want to talk about your business development and your sales effort, and a little bit about increasing revenue and some ways to look at your current salespeople and your current sales effort to move that forward. But first, I just want to check in and see how everyone's doing today. Double check that the stream is up here, and I hope everyone is absolutely doing awesome. It looks like the stream is going, which is good news. I think it's so cool. Like, before, if you're joining me here today, before we dive in, I just really want to say congratulations. I mean, you are surviving a global pandemic, which is absolutely unprecedented in this time. And I think it's really important to acknowledge how awkward, exciting, exhausting all of this really is for everybody, and really just take some time and let it sink in that, together we are surviving a global pandemic. With that being said, I also wanted to check in with everyone and see, how everyone's doing with this, because if you think of things from a behavior change perspective, it usually takes between 21 days and 30 days for our bodies and our nervous systems and to catch up with a new reality. And we're kind of reaching that point where, like, depending on where you are in the United States, we've been kind of at this for about 4 weeks now. So we're kind of to that point, or right in between point, where this should start feeling a little bit better. And so my wish for everyone is that this starts feeling a little better, and we're kind of moving out of a crisis mode and starting to think about things a little bit differently in our business. So hopefully that is helpful, and it's cool. Like, you should start to feel better and better from this point. Obviously, if you are sick or there's some immediate things happening for you, there's a lot of uncertainty around this, and I have a lot of empathy for where everyone's at with their own situation. What I wanted to do today was really dive in on what your sales effort should be, because I think those small business owners and those people with businesses out there, it is absolutely critical for you to keep moving forward, keep thinking about how you can use this time to create some new awareness, to move your business forward, expand your sense of what's possible around how to think about sales, how you can help more people, because there are a ton of people right now that need help. There's so much that has changed, and along with that comes a lot of uncertainty. So my hope for today is to walk you through what earning and opening up new relationships looks like right now in the time of COVID-19, the coronavirus, and all these changes happening in your business. So I want to start out with talking about what a sales-ready organization is. It's some foundational work that I've done thinking about if I was a salesperson and I wanted to come into a business and do sales for them, what are the pieces that I would want to have in place to make sure that my sales effort was successful for you. And then the other piece is from a customer perspective, which is the more important piece, is what are the fundamental components, the aspects, the pillars that need to be in place to make it really easy for people to buy from you, whether it's buy from you right now because you're meeting a specific need, or buy from you 6 weeks ago. And there's been some shifts that have happened around what is required to allow customers to buy from you. So if you think of your customer as this person in red here, they have a current situation that they're in, right? Wherever they're at, whether they're a customer, a person, a business, they have a current situation that they are in, and they are headed over here looking out to a desired situation. So your people within the market are in a current situation. So whether that's we all need to buy toilet paper, whether that is we have someone who needs to be helped, whether that's something going on in our business where either our revenue is down or there's some operational challenge. There's something currently going on and we want to get over here to our desired situation. So before your customer, though, can get over to your desired situation, they actually have to make a purchase with you. And so you can start to help move them over to their desired situation. So this gap that is in here in the middle is actually kind of two gaps. There's a sales gap or buying gap here, and then there's the solution gap. Okay. So we're not going to talk about the solution gap because that's what you are an expert at. What I can help you with is understanding how to make it easier for your customers to cross the sales gap for you. And so the way that I've started to think about crossing that sales gap for you, for your business, is really by thinking about your sales effort through three pillars, right? Your sales people, your sales strategy, and your sales technology. And I see there's a little bit of glare there on the whiteboard, but this says people, strategy, and then technology. And so you can think of the sales gap as, I like to think of it as a river or a stream that you are trying to help your customer cross. And so your job as a sales organization, and when you're designing your sales effort, is to get the right stepping stones right here, these fundamental pieces in place to make it really easy for your customer to cross this river. Let's get a river going here. So there's this cold river. And you want to do this really well, because if you don't do this well, then your customer falls in the river, washes downstream, has a really bad experience with you, and nobody wants that. So you want to get these nice fat stepping stones in here that make it really easy for your sales team to cross this river so that they can get from where they are to where they want to be. And there may be multiple, stepping stones along getting the customer to cross that river. But once you do, then the customer has a nice clear path to move across and easily buy from you and get to where they're going. So the question is which of these stepping stones have really changed in your business, and what are the ones that you need to be focusing on today to change? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the aspects of your salespeople, the aspects of your sales strategy, and the aspects of your sales technology that are critical for making it easy for people to buy from you. And then I'm going to point out the ones within there that you need to really look at right now and think about and change. So if you're struggling with your sales effort currently and you are looking to improve it because cash flow and increasing revenue and finding new clients is so important to your business survival right now, as you know, and these are the things that are absolutely critical with moving forward in your business. So that's an overview of a sales ready organization. And I just want to jump in here, and if we think of the people pillar of a sales ready organization, you have some different components that would make you successful, but some of these are more important now in the midst of what's going on, and definitely deserve kind of a reboot or a second look. So within people, you have mindset, mission, vision, values, team strengths and personalities. your selling stories, customer service, communication, conversations, and questions and objections. So right now, what you really need to be focusing on is all of these aspects are important components, but some may have more or less impact. So right now, it's going to be critical that you focus on your mindset, because it's going to be really difficult to sell if you are in fear or confusion instead of love and gratitude and expansion. And so the thoughts that you are creating in your mind, the stories that you're telling yourself, the feelings that you're creating from those thoughts are determining the actions that you're able to take in your business, the strategies and tactics you're able to see. And those strategies and tactics are going to affect how much money you can bring in to your business. So there's a clear mindset component that needs to be looked at, especially since there's so much negative energy out right now. And if you don't have a solid mindset and the tools in place to allow yourself to process that energy, make sure that you're thinking truth so that you can see the opportunities that are going on right now, because let's be clear, there are a ton of opportunities. I talk to people every single day, some that are really struggling and some that are absolutely crushing it. And we're all in kind of the COVID stew, if you will, together. So mindset is something really to take a look at. You don't want to get any mind weeds in your sales team. You don't want anyone to be fearful or thinking that there's no more opportunities or worried about revenue going down. So mindset is super important. The other couple of other important parts here are your team. I think it's really important to understand, what sales team makes sense for where you are at in your business, and your communication, and tied to that, really the conversations, and this is all around messaging, are critical right now. So the conversations and the communication that you were having, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, is going to be radically different than the conversations and the communication that you need to be having with your customers right now. So all of your conversations, one, both from kind of a tone perspective and how you're talking to people, but also from what you're actually talking to them about, has really changed, because their needs have changed dramatically, and that'll take us over to really strategy here. And so strategy is the biggest and most important pillar. There's a lot going on here, but I want to jump right in on target market problem, and market solution. These are fundamental to a successful sales effort here. And what you need to know about these is your target market, the problem that they're currently having, and how you're solving that is completely different than it was where we were at. So it's kind of like you need to start over. You need to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and question all of your assumptions, all of your previous knowledge, so that you aren't ignorant around what's happening. And your sales team is probably the best equipped to be talking to your target market using those new conversations that you're having. The other thing that's really important so that you get super clear on are what's your new goals. You have to be really clear and reset all of your goals. I raced mountain bikes for a long time, and I learned a lot about competition and training and building teams and how to be in flow. And I think I've carried a lot of that over to my sales work. And one of the things is, like, if I ever had a setback, if I ever had a crash or an injury, I had to reassess my short-term and my long-term goals, because they're going to be different now that conditions have changed. If I was at a different course, or I was at a in a different class where the competition was more difficult, or if I was doing a different discipline, I'd have to rethink through what my goals needed to be for the situation that I was in. And goals are so important for a sales team, because basically you get what you focus on. Just like with riding bikes, when you're riding down the trail, you go to where you're looking, and it's pretty much like that with everything. It's so important to understand where you're going, and goals are the what takes that image, those thoughts in your mind, and puts them down on paper, and really allows you to start moving in that direction and be open to opportunities to create that. And then the last thing is really prospects and leads, and you're going to really have to double down on this. Right now, it's going to be, you're going to have massive action, right, and massive urgency. If you are in business and your business is struggling right now, you're going to have to prospect and generate leads and understand where to get new leads, because the typical channels of how you got this, whether it was doing a lot of marketing or word of mouth, or you based your business on referrals, this is some old school blocking and tackling work that is really going to come to the forefront. And the businesses that move quickly to go after the right prospects and leads and understand how to do lead gen and demand gen well are really going to be successful, and are the ones that are going to come out of this in much better shape with huge competitive advantage, if you can understand how to do that. So really, on strategy, all of these kind of 4 core things: goals, target market, market problem, market solution, prospects, and leads, are fundamental to a sales strategy. These other things are important, but they are kind of next level or second level needs for a sales organization. I do think, and I didn't circle it here, but understanding where you currently are in terms of your financials is critical to your business, but it's not really super critical to your sales effort. I think sales effort number 1 is figuring out how to generate revenue for your business. And then from a technology perspective, this is not a time to be investing in really building out your sales stack or your marketing stack or your technology stack. I do think it is a really good opportunity, though, to reevaluate your marketing workflows and your marketing channels and your sales workflows. So, the old marketing workflows of drip campaigns and ebooks and case studies and events, going to events, and networking, and some of the things that were working need to be reevaluated. And again, marketing channels are totally different now, right? We're completely remote. We have our computers, we have our phones, and that's about it. We don't have any other in person. So I'm seeing a rise in social. I'm seeing a rise, people being a lot more receptive to talking on the phone. I've been having amazing telephone conversations with people. I think people are really open to that. Social has been about the same for me via Facebook or LinkedIn. But I think there are some opportunities there where anything that was in person has totally gone away. And then I think your sales workflow, I think what's important about sales workflow now, and this is actually where I see a lot of early sales teams struggle, is not being clear about what their sales workflow is. And not being clear about your sales workflow is an excellent way to get your customer in the river, so to speak, get them all cold and wet, and really in the buying process, really before it's even begun. And so being clear about your sales workflow is a critical aspect right now, and reevaluating that so it's just so easy, so frictionless, if you will, and so clear, and clear with what really your intention is and what you're trying to do with that client, and really just showing up in a way that helps them with what they have going on. That's been an amazing shift for me, is really this opportunity to serve people in a different way, and understand that people are looking for help, and whether it was 2 months ago, whether it's right now, whether it's going to be 6 months out, 10 years out, you're showing up to help people with where they're at right now in the moment, and then using that to identify if they're interested in moving that forward into a sales conversation. So those are pretty much those are the exact aspects that I would recommend if you're in sales leadership, you're a CEO at a small company, and you're wondering why you're struggling with your sales effort right now. I would go back and I'd look at those fundamentals that you had, and look at what's changed and what needs to change to enable your sales team to move forward, so that your customer can move across this buying river. Make it really easy for your sales team to do excellent sales work and be top performers, so that they can get over here and take advantage of your service and get to your desired state. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I am available to you. I'm looking forward to really leaning into these shifts, seeing how I can use this to move forward and just help more people. It's a really interesting time. I am grateful to be a part of it. There's going to be sadness and pain, and that definitely sucks, but I think there's going to be a lot of joy and happiness that comes out of this too. And so I wish everyone a lot of love, a lot of success in their sales effort, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye.